Hey guys, my name is Lil Shadow and welcome to another Outriders build video. This time we're going to be covering Worldslayer. In this video, we will be going over the best firepower build in the game. It is really fun, and if you like playing firepower techno, you'll definitely like playing firepower pyro. Honestly, it's really fun and easy to use. Can't wait for you guys to try it. I'm also going to be covering builds for other classes, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any video. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitch. All of the links to my socials will be in the description below if you are interested in other classes. Alright, with the intro out of the way, let's move on to the 3 skills that we are going to be using. For our first skill, we're going to be using Feed the Flames. You basically target an enemy in front of you or wherever your cursor is, and you pull them towards you. Also, for inflicting ash. This is going to be your main skill for replenishing your ammo, healing, as well as inflicting ash, the target. For your second skill, we're going to be using volcanic rounds. This is basically like blighted rounds. Anytime you hit an enemy with volcanic rounds, it's going to apply burn to them. It's also going to pass. It also ignores armor and pierces the target. For our third skill, we're going to be using Overheat. It's a big AoE interrupt, and also it doesn't do too much damage, but you're going to see why we use it in a little bit. And this one, you just press it and go, because it's just a big AoE and you don't need to worry about aiming it or anything like that. Next, we're going to go over the class tree. I'm not going to go over all the nodes. I'm just going to go over the big important ones. As a Pyromancer, you heal by killing marked enemies. And how do you mark enemies, you say? Mark enemies by hitting them with a skill. So Overheat is just going to mark everything for us just by pressing a button. The first important node is Assault Master. It increases your assault weapon damage by 20%, and it also increases your assault weapon drop chance. This includes assault rifles, LMGs, SMGs, and double guns. The next important node is Ashes to Ashes. Every time an enemy is afflicted with ash, it inflicts vulnerable status. Vulnerable status increases the damage we do to the target, which is very good. Next is Hurt Twice as Long. It increases the damage against elites by 10%, and elites deal 10% less damage to you. Next is Burning Situation. Activating an immobilize skill increases your weapon damage by 45% for 10 seconds. And last but not least, the reason that we are using Overheat is with Fire and Rifle. Activating an explosive skill increases your weapon damage by 35% for 10 seconds. Moving on to the Pax Points, we only get 5 and we gain them by doing the story. I will have a video out on how to do that, so make sure you check out my other videos as well. For our first Pax Point, we are going to be grabbing Coming in Hot. Deal 15% more damage to enemies above 80% health and 30% more damage to enemies below 30% health. For the next one, Ashen Wake. Your shots damage all enemies afflicted with ash within a 4-meter radius of the target, dealing 30% of the damage dealt. Moving on to Hot Streak. Crit shots increase your weapon damage by 6%, and the bonus lasts for 4 seconds, and it stacks up to 5 times. The next one is pretty simple. It's going to increase our magazine size by 200%. For the last node, we are grabbing Bullet Frenzy. Shots with assault weapons increase your weapon damage by 3%, and it stacks until you stop shooting. Sometimes this is active when you're fighting a really long boss, or you just keep holding down the trigger, just annihilating everything you see. Alright, so now let's move on to Ascension Points. For your Ascension Points, it doesn't really matter where you put them because you're going to be maxing out every single one as long as you keep playing. But I do recommend you starting off with Prowess section, which gives you more damage, more cooldown reduction, crit chance, crit damage, elite damage, and max size. After that, I would probably go to Brutality tree, getting weapon damage, long range damage, close range damage, and weapon leech. For your third section, you would go to Anomaly. First, you would max out your status power, and then after that, it doesn't really matter what you choose. I'm just going with Anomaly damage and then probably Anomaly power. After maxing out your status power, Anomaly damage, and Anomaly power, I would suggest going into the Endurance tree. Endurance just maximizes your defenses, so if you are feeling a little bit squishy, just put some points into max health, armor bonus, healing receive bonus, elite damage mitigation, or resistance. But yeah, the max Ascension points you can get is 200. I am currently Ascension 44 because this is my ult. That concludes this section. Alright, so now we are going to be moving on to the actual build, what mods you want, what stats you should be looking for, and what guns to use. Alright, so for your main weapon, you're going to want an assault rifle tactical variant. It's the 3-round burst AR. For your weapon attributes, you are going to want crit damage, status power, and long range damage. I was going to say close range damage, but I don't think any AR exists with that combination, so I guess long range it is. For our weapon mods, we want to be looking out for dimensional rockets. Critical shots fire 4 rockets in the direction of the closest enemy, and it procs every 2 seconds. For our second mod is Omen. Shots launch a big beam that inflicts bleed and applies a debuff that allows you to do 10% more damage to the target for 3 seconds, and it's on a 4-second cooldown. And for the last talent, you want Ultimate Ashen Bullets. Shots inflict ash on enemies, and it procs every 1 second. This allows us to proc vulnerable status on any target of our choosing. There are a couple legendary weapons that drop pretty often, or not at all, depending on how lucky you are. The first one is the Messenger. The Messenger always drops with dimensional rockets, so you would want the third talent to roll with Omen or Ultimate Ashen Bullets. The second legendary weapon to look out for is Infernal Seed. You would want it to roll with or Ultimate Ashen Bullets or Omen as a third talent, and then replace Brain Eater with either Omen or Dimensional Rockets. If you do find a weapon with the trifecta weapon mods that I mentioned, you should definitely try it out. It might be OP. Alright, so let's move on to your gear pieces. Ideally, best in slot, you would want bonus firepower, close range damage, and either status power / cooldown reduction. The gear that I have is nowhere near best in slot, so I am missing a lot of damage still, but currently I'm just playing the hand that I was dealt, but it still works perfectly fine. For this build to work, you are going to need a 3-piece Maxwell Demon set. The way it works is every successful shot landing increases your bonus firepower, and it stacks up to 50%. Once you reach that 50%, you get 100% bonus firepower, and you turn into a human fireball, inflicting burn to enemies and yourself, and it's active for up to half the weapon magazine. Bonus is lost upon reloading or swapping weapons. So even though you do not have to reload or swap weapons, you still lose 100% bonus, and you have to reactivate it again by sucking up your successful shots to 50%. It's very noticeable whenever you get the 100% bonus, because you just fucking melt everything. It's insane. It's the best set that I've used so far, even though I have not seen gloves or boots for the Maxwell's Demon set. I'm not sure if they exist or if they're just bugged, but I have not seen them drop, and I've asked other Pyros and they have not seen them drop either. If you have, let me know. Alright, so now I'm going to be going over all the mods that I have on my gear. Yours might be a little bit different. As long as you have all the mods that I have on my gear, you should be fine. It just depends on what mods your gear pieces roll with. For our helmet, we're going to be using the Maxwell Demon helmet. It has bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and close range damage. For the mods on the helmet, we are using Feed the Flames, the Lame Grasper. It enables absorption of 2 additional targets for a total of 3. It's going to help with our AoE damage. Next one is Dum Dum Bullets. This comes by default on the helmet and increases your assault weapon damage by 12%. And the third mod, we have Tainted Blood, that increases your damage against enemies afflicted with bleed by 16%. For our chest, we're going to be using the Maxwell Demon chest. This is our second piece of the set. It does not look like this, by the way. I'm using transmog because they look very, very chunky, and I like to be very agile, so that armor, big chunky armor, is not going to help me move around. It comes with bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and close range damage. For the mods, we have Ashen Boost. It increases our damage against enemies afflicted by ash by 12%. We have Personal Space for the second one. It increases your close range damage by 12%. And then for our third one, is third degree. Overheat increases our weapon damage by 25% when they are damaged by the skill every 3 seconds. For the pants and completing our 3-piece set bonus is the Maxwell Demon Select Plates. It comes with bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and close range damage. For the mods, the first one is Sharp Eye, got recently buffed, which is pretty good. Increases our firepower, stacking 3 times. Bloodlust is okay. It gives us more firepower. And it also stacks up to 3 times, but it's not as much. And for the third one, the Lava Shots, Volcanic Rounds, increase your bonus firepower by 25% when the skill is active. Our gloves are not that bad. They're Gauntlets of the Cannonball, bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and skill life leech. For the mods on the glove, we have Captain Hunter, increases your damage against elites by 16%. We also have Bullet Absorption on Feed the Flames, replenishes 40% of your ammo every time you hit a target with it. We also have Kingslayer, any crit on an elite will increase our firepower for 10 seconds. Our boots are pretty bad. They have max health, skill life leech, and cooldown reduction. We already know we need bonus firepower, close range damage, and cooldown reduction or status power, but we can't always have nice things. So yeah, for the mods we have Ashen Bloom, Feed the Flames, enemies affected with the skill explode, dealing damage and inflicting ash to the targets within a 3-meter radius. This helps as well with our AoE damage. Next we have Bullet Kindling, increases our damage by 12% against enemies affected with burn. And last we have Nova, Feed the Flames, increases the skill's range by 100%. I don't expect you guys to memorize those mods that I mentioned, so I did put a screenshot at the end of the video, so make sure you go there, take a screenshot, and then have it up as you're farming. If you do have any questions on the build, why I run certain things, or if you have any suggestions, make sure you guys comment below or ask me live on Twitch or join the Discord as well. All of the links to my socials will be in the description below. Alright, well that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy. I love y'all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.